Hi guys, Still here from Treasury Capital Markets. I want to welcome you guys to our second YouTube video, alright? And in this video, I'm going to give you guys a glimpse of the live analysis that I usually have. So what happens is with my students and I, we usually have about 3 times a week, we have these live analysis and live trading sessions where we trade together. Okay, I started them this year in 2021 and so far so good. So far so good. We started off on a really strong note, let me say, and we're hoping to continue the year on that strong note as we continue to pay close attention to the fundamental basics, the fundamental direction that the markets are going to give us. Now, of course, this week we're looking forward to the new direction that we might be taking because of Biden, and of course the rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine and the policies that Biden is about to apply. And we also wait on the Fed with the stimulus package. But nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you find it informative. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and of course, share it. Share it with your fellow traders, all right? Don't keep the knowledge to yourself. Peace. So yeah, welcome guys. I guess you guys were there during the morning session, I get. And during the morning session, we predicted that price was gonna, drop and then eventually break out of this trend line that we see on USDJPY, which we had a double on the low of the day, right? And our projected price was the Asian session high, which is at institutional price level 103.650. Okay. And remember, I said after the news release, because today we had on the dollar, we had jobless claims, Fed manufacturing index, and building permits. Okay. And we should note that when it comes to building permits, they actually have a close relation to housing stats, okay, which are related to interest rates. And we'll see those in the videos are fundamentals if we want to know about housing stats and interest rates. So that is a very important news release there. Okay. So I took my trade from the breakout. Okay. Like I had said to you guys in the morning that as soon as I get that breakout, I'm going to be taking my trade. So there was this pullback in the next 15-minute candle, and that's where my entry was. All right. I saw OG also had a good analysis on this one. I think his trade is also close to TP now. Remember our first profit target was 103.650 institutional price, right? We didn't pull a fib on this one or identify any indecisions or order blocks here. It was just really just this basic, and the fundamentals gave us the direction. Okay. Some of you are in the trade, some of you are not. And most of those that are in the trade is because they analyze like I asked you to. And those that are not on the trade, they did not analyze. All right. So yeah, anyway, the opening bell still hasn't clocked. It's going to clock in about 9 minutes. I'm going to quickly go through these charts because I'm recording, I get it. So then after the recording, which is, I won't be too long in this recording, and then we can further discuss our concepts and point of entries, I get. So that's what we're seeing now on USDJPY. That's what we're seeing on USDJPY. We've hit our first profit target, right? The next thing we want to look at is the Nasdaq 100, because that's what we analyzed again. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. So, I don't know what's happening to my scrolling, but I really don't know what's happening to my scrolling. Okay, there we go. There we go. So I want us to have a look at NAS 100. There, let's let it load. Nonetheless, you can see how price just literally shot to 103.650. Hit that zone and came back. So what do we wait for in a price level like this? In a price level like this, we wait for the FTR for the breakout, right? Because you guys know from, I guess, the trading experience that we've done so far, and also from the fundamental videos, that when it comes to employment situations, those are strong fundamental moves. Remember when we traded the NFP, how that drop just continued and continued and continued. right? So with Nasdaq now, we had from institutional price 13,400, like we analyzed in the morning, top of the trend, and we're expecting drawdown, which is what we're receiving now. So we're gonna wait for the opening bell, have a look at it, and then look for entry. But so far, what are our price projections? Sells. Our price projections is sells. All right. Remember the reason why, because there's a slight prediction that it is overvalued for now. Okay, it is overvalued, which is overbought, overpriced. Okay, and obviously when we look at gold, we're going to identify the sell because of the correlation. Remember, because of the correlation between the dollar and gold. So if the dollar gains strength, gold is gonna lose value. It's gonna lose value. So in overall, gold did shoot down. And we're waiting. We still remember the opening bell still hasn't clocked. So when the opening bell does clock, we will be very safe. I saw another analysis on USD CAD. That for me is my analysis of the day. That for me was my analysis of the day from Utumile. Because he followed literally every single thing that we talked about. Every single thing that we talked about. It was actually on, what was he analyzing here? He was analyzing.
It's CAD-JPY.
Yes, CAD-JPY. That's what we analyze in the morning. I get. Remember, I'm actually going to read everything he said because it is everything I said, okay? And he listened. And we still have from yesterday, the interest rate decision. We predicted this by yesterday. It came back. And still we have strength because remember, interest rate decisions are not just sort of one-day moves. They are actually, you can look at it as swing trade, swing trade signals. Okay. And remember, yesterday we said that we don't expect them to change the interest rate decision. If they do, they'll drop it by very, very small basis points. Okay. And they didn't. It remained at 0.25%. All right. And I'm actually going to read what Utumila wrote here because he got the analysis of the day. So he analyzed CAD-JPY on 4 hour, and then he said, we're expecting a bullish move as interest rates are positive or remain the same. 100%. 1 hour view. And then he analyzed the 1 hour view. Beautiful trend lines showing rejections, and then he says price is currently at the trend line and on institutional price level 81.900. Okay. And then he came down to 15. So there's a lot of things that I'm going to mark on Utumile there. First of all, he noticed the fundamental reasoning, which is what he started with on a higher time frame. And then he went to the lower time frame, right? And identified the more accurate trend lines. And he identified the institutional price level. Okay, on a low. And then he went further to the lower time frame. And what did he do? He pulled a fib. And he noticed that price is at an FTR, an institutional price level, 0.78. Okay. On the fib, we had a drop down into 0.78. And, the move did pay out. We had that shoot up straight to pass the high of the day. And it did hit his target. Hit his target straight from he posted that it went from the first TP, it shot straight from institutional price level to break the day's high as predicted. So I'm very, very proud of that analysis. So you see, guys, why this is when we analyze this, these are the things we should look out for. Okay, these are the things we should look out for. There are still some people who post analysis and say because this moving average crossed this moving average, or trying to bring in concepts of outside into here. I'm not saying those concepts will not work, okay? But mixing concepts will not work for you. All right? It will not work for you because we're looking for a confluence in trades based off of a specific concept. All right? You don't mix up your mind with other things that you've learned outside per se, and until you understand what's happening here, and then you can start to mix and build your own strategy.
Yeah.
So far,
understood. Yeah.
So far, literally all those analyses were on point. They were on point. And hey, the new students that joined in January, they're on fire. They are on fire. I won't even lie. These guys are on fire. I mean, Edward alone this week has made over 7,000. These guys are doubling accounts. I'm really proud of these guys. And the analysis also that coming through. I appreciate it, guys. Let's pushing, okay? So I'm gonna quickly pause this, end this recording, and then so that guys, we can. I hope you did find this video informative. I hope you really enjoyed it, and of course, mostly I hope that it does impact your trading in a positive way. All right, there's a lot more where that came from. So subscribe if you want more, like and share, guys. Share the video. Let's share the knowledge. All right. See you guys in the next video.